So here's one. How do you teach daughters that even they are worthy of God's love, even when they make mistakes?
Yeah, that's a tough one for every parent, right? That's like the most heartbreaking situation. But I think that there's so much that we can learn inside of that because we can look at our kids when they make a mistake and we know how much we love them, how much we don't want that thing for them, and how, how much they're hurting themselves sometimes with the bad decisions that they make or the wrong things that they choose. And so that's especially heartbreaking. But it's an opportunity for us to reflect on our relationship with God and that that's how he looks at us, that he loves us so much and it breaks his heart when we're choosing wrongly and not out of this condemnation. That's not how God approaches it. He loves us so much and he wants us to choose otherwise for our own good. So I think sometimes reflecting on our own relationship with God in that way, it can help to give us the language to convey that to our children, especially if they're struggling with worthiness. And I mean, I'm thinking of girls in particular because they all, kids of all, boys and girls can struggle with this, but girls in particular in today's culture and in the world with social media, I just think it's a vicious beast and they're struggling with so much. So I think it's really important to be tuned into your kids in the ways that they might be struggling like that. And, you know, more than anything, I think that quality time is quantity time with our kids, that you can't put it on a schedule like we're going to talk about your worthiness on Friday at 5 p.m. when we have a moment. Like you need to be making space inside of your days where you are available, where these conversations will naturally come up, maybe through a question, maybe through something you hear about something going on at school, or you might be watching a show together and something comes up. Like be open to those things and really make it your prayer to the Holy Spirit. And this is something I've done through the years as a mom, praying to the Holy Spirit, like, you know, show me like what's going on in my kids' lives, because we can sometimes feel like we've got blinders on with our own kids. Show me what they're struggling with, or help me to know, or help me to see those moments when someone needs me in a particular way. And it's been my experience as a mom, when you create those spaces where you're sharing time together on a regular basis, and it may not be like this is our talking time, but I've often been surprised through the years that that's when a kid will open up suddenly about something or ask a pointed question, and I'm thinking, oh, what's really going on there, and can really open up your mind to what is really going on with your kid, the ways that they're struggling. So many kids, teenagers especially, like you can't just grab them and be like, what are you thinking, like what's bothering you, and they're not going to spill it like that. But I think creating spaces and just communicating to them as much as you can, and as much as they will listen to you, just how much you love them, just how much that God forgives them anything. I think you can't tell them that enough. And I think it's really important to remind them that everybody messes up, because again, there's that Satan's lies, right? That, and especially it works on young people, especially young people who might be growing up in a faith-filled family, that they feel like I'm the mess up. I'm the only one who struggles with this thing. I'm the freak and there's no redeeming for me. And so just be aware of the ways in which your children might be struggling with that. And just in general terms, talk about those things. Talk about the fact that nobody is beyond God's redeeming love. Nobody is beyond God's forgiveness. And you can give them examples from the lives of the saints in whatever ways you're comfortable. You can give them examples from your own life, but be speaking those truths to them on a regular basis. I think that goes a long way, coupled with creating the space in your relationship with them for that kind of openness, that kind of connection. One thing my parents did when I was growing up that my mom did that really stayed with me was my mom would just go out of her way sometimes to say, like I remember there was a girl down the street, a teenager who got pregnant in high school, and my mom used that opportunity to tell me, whatever whatever you need, like don't ever be afraid to come to me with any problem you're having, and nothing, there's nothing that we can't handle together, that that God can't forgive, and not to feel like you have to hide things out of shame. And that really spoke powerfully to me because I believed her, and so I knew whatever I found myself in. And I've tried to speak that to my kids, especially when they go to college. Like we give them the lecture when they're going to college, like this and this and this, and you will not do this, and this is something to look out for, blah 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 blah, and then end it with, but whatever you need, call us. Like, like whatever's going on, call us. Like we want to be there for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure thing.
There was just one more here about work-life balance that I thought might be good.